Thank you, Dr. Purohit, for your kind words. Honored guests and invitees, our chief guest, Shri Mithun Chakravarti ji, guest of honors, Professor Dr. Subhash Gupta, Shri Kiran Bhai Patel, Shri Samir Desai, Dr. Umesh Khanna, Molina, and all my friends, ladies and gentlemen. It is a great privilege and honor to welcome all of you on this memorable occasion of the launch of the Indian Liver Foundation. And today we are going to also inaugurate the website by our chief guest, and you will see how beautifully the information has been put, which is going to benefit all over not only our country, but all over the world. I would like to share some of my thoughts with you all. A traveler asked a shepherd, "How do you think the weather will be today?" The shepherd answered, "Oh, it will be the weather I like." The traveler asked, "How do you know? How can you say that?" The shepherd answered, "Long ago, I decided that whatever weather comes, I will like it. And I am sure that I will get weather to my liking 365 days of the year. Instead of always trying to get only things that I like, I decided it is wiser to like whatever things I get. Therefore, always I like the weather I get." So it was not the weather that mattered. It was the inner state of looking at it, relating himself to it, perceiving it that mattered, and thus he had the key to happiness. This story has inspired me to be like a shepherd. I am working really hard towards achieving it one day. My life journey I would like to share with you. During my internship in 1978, after finishing my MBBS, while coming back from my rural posting, I met with an accident with a truck while driving back on my motorcycle. I was brought to our Suchak hospital in a very critical state with multiple fractures in the spine and profuse intra-abdominal bleeding. I had absolutely low blood pressure dropped to almost zero. Immediately I was taken up for surgery. They found to have a ruptured spleen had ruptured, and which was removed. On the operation table, I had a cardiac arrest. The heart had stopped, and I was revived at that time. Surgery was performed. Here Dr. Kapoor is here, Dr. Lalit Kapoor, and Dr. Singhi. To both of them, I am forever grateful. I was given 10 bottles of blood because there was so much bleeding from everywhere. After that, I recovered and I was absolutely fine for next 9 years. I got married to my lovely wife here, Abha, and I was blessed with 2 children, Suraj and Aparajita. After 9 years in 1987, 78 was my accident, 87 was almost 9 years, I was working full-fledged, perfectly all right. First time I discovered to have jaundice. We kept checking my liver functions every month, and to my surprise, the liver enzymes were persistently high. Then I consulted Dr. Roger William and Dr. Sheila Sherlock, who were best in the field in United Kingdom at that time. At London, I got my liver biopsy done. During that time, I was told that I was suffering from chronic non-A, non-B hepatitis with early cirrhosis. And later on, that non-A, non-B was labeled as C hepatitis. From 1990 to 2005, that is 15 years, I took 4 courses of treatment, which is called interferon. I responded temporarily as the virus reappeared each time. My activity was normal till 2006. and my general condition started worsening, and my liver started failing. At that time, I was told I did not have any options. I could go for a liver transplant as it was the end stage of my disease and nothing else could be done. At that time, I went through a lot of emotional turmoil. What would my family do without me? Would the hospital function smoothly? These are all the questions which come to any individual. Okay, what is going to happen after I am not there? Then I reflected upon my life and realized there was much more for me to do and giving up was not an option. After surveying a couple of centers in India and abroad, in January 2007, I finally decided to get my live donor liver transplant at Apollo Hospital, New Delhi. I asked my liver transplant surgeon, Dr. Gupta, about the prognosis. He gave me quite an optimistic picture, and then I said, let's go for it. The divine blessings of Swami Chidananda, my Guru, and the gracious and generous act of donating part of his liver by Swami Yati Dharmanda, who is here today, is responsible for my rebirth. I was taken for this liver transplant surgery on February 19, 2007. This surgery normally takes about 10 to 12 hours, but I had a lot of complications because of my previous surgery. My surgery took almost 23 hours and I was given 60 units of blood and blood components. I was taken in on 19th at about 6 a.m. in the morning and brought out the next day at 5 a.m. on the next day. I could not never imagine the whole Dr. Gupta and his team working for 23 hours on one patient. It was something very, very, to me as a doctor also, it was, I'm very grateful to them. My liver was fully removed and they found 2 tumors of cancer. So imagine those 2 tumors had just formed and I was lucky enough the whole liver was removed with the cancer tumor. During my post-operative recovery, I had decided I will surely walk out of this place hale and hearty. With that spirit and strong will, I started mobilizing myself and I was discharged from the hospital in about 35-40 days. There was an excellent team of doctors headed by Dr. Subhash Gupta. Their expertise and caring attitude is something I owe my life to. Added to this, my strong will to survive and my zest for life were also factors that helped me pull through, and I had decided never to give up. I had all the support from my wife Abha. She was standing like a rock next to me, and my son Dr. Suchak and my daughter Tui Sigmund. I had tremendous support from all my friends and family members and all my donors also. On the day of surgery, there were almost 80 to 100 people, including 40 doctors from Bombay at Apollo Hospital, Delhi. Not only that, there were prayers being conducted at different places, like Shivanand Ashram. They did that Mahamrutyunjay mantra jap for almost like 40 days continuously. Then there was also a Buddhist group at our place. They conducted special puja for me, and in different temples and mosques, there were prayers being conducted. Even the Nutan school where I am and Kiran Bhai, we are both together. In the morning, the prayers, they prayed for me, for my recovery. And the entire hospital staff, my own hospital staff, they walked barefoot from Malad to Siddhivinayak, which is almost like 24 kilometers for my health and recovery. Several studies have proved the power of prayer when it comes to healing of the sick. In my case, it clearly helped me. I am indebted to everyone because they love me so much and never realized. I am grateful for all the positivity, love and energy they sent towards me. Being a man of science, I have tremendous respect for doctors and the progress of the modern medicine. Although I also depend heavily on my faith in the higher power, and that gave me the courage, strength and endurance to go through this ordeal. I have come out of this ordeal a better person with a sense of gratitude and towards the miracle of life and also my loved ones. After the transplant, I resumed my normal duties and was fully active in 3 months' time. I have to take precautions because I am on anti-rejection medicine. When you have a transplant, you have to take those medicines so that the liver is not rejected by the body. And I am advised to stay away from very infective patients. But still, I go to the ICU for all the life-saving emergencies. I participate every year in Mumbai Marathon to promote the awareness of organ donation and cadaver transplantation. I have been regularly going for my walks and exercise. I have also been involved in other social and other activities like the Indian Medical Association, Association of Medical Consultants and Malad Medical Association. In spite of my liver transplant, I have led as a president of the most active branch of IMA in India. I am closely associated with Divine Life Society, a spiritual organization. I was lucky to get a live donor for my transplant, but more than 90% have no recourse but death. However, we can all help and give them a second life if we understand the concept of cadaver transplantation, which is also termed as disease donor program. The message I would like to give is the end-stage liver disease seems to be like end of the road, but it is really not. And I am the living example of this. The gift that has been given to me says much about our capacity for great compassion and generosity, and I hope it sends an inspiring message to others about the importance of organ donation. During those trying times, my family and I had to struggle even for the basic information regarding liver transplant. We had to do a lot of groundwork to find out about relevant information. And in this era of technology, it was a little disheartening at that time to see that we had to struggle so much for this information. As with all this in life, the good and bad go hand in hand. On one hand, I was coping with the difficulties of my medical problem, and on the other hand, I was living a life to best of my abilities with love and support from family and friends. Problems and difficulties in life often help you to appreciate life much more, and in turn, you live life more purposefully. I had stared right in the eyes of death and escaped it. That changed me at my deepest level. After my transplant was successful, I felt the need to keep the spirit of giving life. As I was given gift of life, I felt that I was no more deserving of this gift than the next guy who has a liver-related problem and who's in the queue. As this emotion became stronger and stronger, I felt a call from within to act. I started to counsel liver disease patients and their family on a regular basis. And I have counseled almost 130 families giving all the information about liver transplant. This is for last 4-5 years, and then I realized that I was not able to reach everyone. This inspired me to launch the Indian Liver Foundation and the website of Indian Liver Foundation, which you will see today. I realized that there wasn't enough information available for liver transplant patients and their anxious relatives. Friends, I would like to take this opportunity to extend my services to counsel affected patients absolutely on an honorary basis. If in case you get in touch with any people who have advanced liver disease, my numbers will be flashed. Anybody can, easily get my number, and I am available 24/7, absolutely, for this problem. The Indian Liver Foundation is launched with the purpose of giving hope, raising awareness, and providing psychological support to patients, inspire people to be organ donors, and also to help prevent the liver diseases. The Indian Liver Foundation is a non-profit organization dedicated to prevention, treatment, education, support, and connecting patients to the right people who can help. All the income of foundation will be utilized in the interest of liver disease patients in India and for the development of the foundation. India is one of the most densely populated country of the world with poor socio-economic and poor hygienic conditions. The incidence of different kinds of liver disease like hepatitis, cirrhosis, and liver cancer are common here. Multiple factors are related to the cause and spread of liver disease in our country, as we heard today. Extremely limited treatment facilities cause untimely death of many, and only fortunate few can afford a transplant. Many conditions can be well prevented. It is very, very important. Prevention is better than cure. A regular health checkup can diagnose disease in time. Please make sure that you take the hepatitis A and hepatitis B vaccine as advised. And I encourage you to inform all your friends and family to pass this message. And also, if you are an employer, if you have all the employees with you, you can definitely pay for their vaccine and get them vaccinated. Far too often, I hear people blaming others for the problems in our world as they sit comfortably and speculate. If we take matters in our hand, we can do a lot through this Indian Liver Foundation. But friends, I cannot accomplish this task without your help. Each one of you can contribute in some way. Some by spreading awareness of this issue, some by becoming organ donors yourself, and some by volunteering, and some by contributing funds to the foundation. I am thankful to all those who are supporting and helping me in this mission. Almost a team of people have been working for last few days to get this show and the website absolutely on the right track, and your cooperation, assistance and support will propel our efforts in rendering services to the millions of Indians. This is a very nice quote which I would like to share with you. I am only one, but I am one. I cannot do everything, but I can do something. I'll repeat. I am only one, but I am one. I cannot do everything, but I can do something. And I will not let what I cannot do interfere with what I can do. It's a beautiful quote I just want to share with you. I wish you all the best health, and may God bless you. Thank you very much.